Did you know that the time in which we are currently living is called the age of loneliness? Well, I learned about that from my guest in this video, Becca Piastrelli. So, if you would like to understand how loneliness can negatively impact us and how it is different from solitude, then stay tuned for this video. Hello, welcome to the Charmed Life channel. This channel is all about magic, metaphysics, mysticism, and the unconditional love of the universe. And I am your host here. My name is Tricia Carr. And in this particular video, I'm presenting for you an excerpt from my full length podcast. The podcast is called Charmed Life with Tricia Carr. And I am welcoming you into a conversation with myself and Becca Piastrelli. Now, as we go into this episode, I also want to invite you to like, subscribe, share, comment, and click the little bell to get notifications for when I post more of these videos. Becca is the author of Root and Ritual, Timeless Ways to Connect with Land, Lineage, Community, and the Earth. Becca is also a podcaster. She's a land steward, women's coach, and ancestral folk medicine keeper. She's a storyteller, a deep and present listener, as you will see in this conversation, and a gatherer of community. We have such a wonderful time just vibing with ourselves as the earth. So do please enjoy this excerpt, and I will chat with you on the other side.
Hi, I'm Becca Piastrelli. And what am I and who am I? I'm a lifelong journeyer in the work of belonging.
Mm.
And uh, that's just like an onion that I'm constantly peeling the layers of that I will be in my lifetime of understanding what it means to belong here on earth in the natural living world, to who and what we come from, an expanded definition of what it means to have a lineage or ancestors, in community, particularly in these times of separation and isolation, and to ourselves, what it means to belong to ourselves. So, a lot of my work is in community gathering. Pre pandemic, I led international pilgrimages to sacred sites around the world. And now I'm a new mom with a book
Oh.
called Root and Ritual that I'm sharing with the world as I navigate the next phase of my life on this other side of this rite of passage called motherhood.
Wow. So you are really dedicated to the earth, to Mother Earth, and now you're a little piece of her because you're a Mother Earth as well.
I really do feel the connection of my body and the earth body in a deeper way. Yes, definitely.
That's so beautiful. Well, there's so many places we could go. I love these pilgrimages. I mean, you live in San Francisco, as we
Mm.
chatted about before we started, and so Mount Shasta, is that one of the places that you have?
Oh, I've never led a retreat
Oh,
there. I myself have gone there on
yeah.
pilgrimage. Yeah, what a beautiful sacred place.
Well, I'll be your first registrant whenever you
Oh,
can.
yeah, have you been?
Or do No, not yet. I mean, it's like
Mm.
it's, I have a great urge to do it, and it's that and as well as my ancestral homeland, which I've never visited, Ireland and England, actually, both of these are mixed up in my ancestry, and I've never gone to these places, so there's some kind of big event that's
Mm.
gonna happen at my second Saturn return, or
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
earlier. So, yeah, that's wonderful. I love the sacred sites. They really do hold um, you know, I mean, I guess they hold a lot of frequency, they hold a lot of vibration, and it's pretty palpable, it's pretty visceral. And then, we have that with our own homelands, I think, whether the ones that we were born in or the ones that we have ancestral connections to. Well, let's just talk about ancestors. Let's go there, shall we? Our
Yes, please.
ancestral lineage. So, what is your
Yeah.
work and experience like in ancestral lineage?
Yeah, well, in the book, I talk about how I grew up in suburban Northern California feeling like a cultureless white girl. I don't really have a deep connection to my cultural identity outside of being American. And in that way, I found myself sort of hungering for a sense of tradition, a sense of ritual. And certainly I had them in like an Americanized way, but that's where I saw myself reaching in an appropriative way, really. I didn't name it at the time, and I can see it now very clearly to more indigenous cultures. I was just so fascinated with Native American and First Nation, and I was just like kept checking out this library book as a kid about these tribal people in southern India, and I was just obsessive, and I can now see where just the ancestral colonizer story of my ancestors who are from similar places as yours,
Mhm.
modern day Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland, France, Germany, Nordic regions, they came to Turtle Island, otherwise known as North America, um, for whatever reason they did, lots of reasons, right?
Yeah.
And then
Some of them were financial and, they were I mean, they were also refugees, some of them. I know definitely don't wanna detract from the kind of horrors of colonization, but I know my ancestors, they were not wealthy. They were struggling. They were really, really they were on hard times, some of them. Of course, doesn't excuse any atrocities that would follow by those specific people or their descendants, but yeah, there was a lot of reasons. Some of them were rough reasons.
well, yeah, each of us has over 6 million ancestors, probably a lot more. So think about the
Mhm.
humanity of each one of those souls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that colonizing story, whatever that story is for each human being, there was a severing from the lands
Right.
and the earthways of my ancestors, my indigeneity.
Yeah.
So what I first of all, I had to really get clear on the ways in which I was looking to other cultures
Mhm.
to feel a sense of earth connection. And then I thought, I think I want to turn next to my people
Mhm.
and the lands they came from. You
Yeah.
know, whether I went to those lands, but you don't have to go to those lands. So,
Right.
and look into their stories. So, and there's so many ways to do that because not everyone can look at those stories. Not everyone feels safe looking at those stories. And then thinking about my ancestors as more than just humans, thinking about the mushrooms and the trees and
Yes.
the stardust, and to really feel that connection because there's so much that we have in these modern times, but a lot of us feel alone. A lot of us
Mhm.
feel a sense of loneliness and a disconnection from the community of the trees, the community of the roots beneath even the cement. And so to
Mm.
see that these are all kin was really important for me. And I thought I was just looking at history on ancestry.com, but it just took me deeper and wider for me to understand the wide web that is my lineage.
Mhm. Hi there, I'm really excited to invite you to my brand new subscription portal. It is called Modern Mystic Life Coaching. Extremely high value, extremely affordable, and so very easy. I have partnered with Hey Daily, who is a company who helps me to make it so easy for you. No logins. It is like having a spiritual mentor right in your pocket. I will be delivering to you by your text messenger multimedia content. That means video, audio, and text. And it's easy to keep track of them. And I will be texting you on a semi-daily basis, so it's not too much texting, but at the same time, giving you enough content that you can utilize it every day. Inspirations, contemplations, activations, energy updates, all as Spirit moves us. Now it's only $11.11 a month, $11.11, but I have a special coupon for you at $555.55. That coupon code is in the caption, and I want you to go ahead and go to the link in bio to read all about it. I'm excited to co-create with you, create this resonant container, so check it out. Thanks for listening. I love you. Wow. Yeah, because we have the same heartbeat between us, I can tell you that.
Hmm.
You know what, I've actually I first had a sacred prayer and calling, and before I did this, but I ordered online a very small brick of peat. But like I said, I
Hmm.
called it first. I asked for it to align with a brick of peat that wanted to be removed from its, place and moved to me as a daughter of that land. And so a brick of Irish peat, and when I it took me a while actually to even open it because I knew I've smelled peat before, but the thing about the peat moss is that it's layers and layers. I mean, just it's hundreds of years of deposits. And so like
Mhm.
opening it and there's something also about the sense of smell that is so human.
Mm.
And so I took in the aroma, and I do that when I want to feel that deep connection and heartbeat with with part of my ancestry. And part of my
Mm,
ancestry is they came over here really they came over here in the 16th century, early 16th century, one branch of my family, and the other branch it's hard for me to find. And
mm,
there was a lot of rough stuff there too. So I have roots here as well, but I have very
mm.
deep roots with the Norse and Celtic cultures. And I did you discover, because I did, that in somehow I was actually uncovering my own ancestry, even if I didn't know it. The rituals I was attracted to, the practices I was attracted to, different kinds of witchcraft, they happen to really align with the magic of my ancestors. And I didn't know it until after I had opened some of that up. What's your
Mm.
experience with that, with ritual?
Well, there's a lot of universal principles, right?
Absolutely.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of them that, that before there were things called borders, right? Before, there's just like people on the land connected to the earth, and maybe they have different words for things around the world and different microclimates, right? Different histories of people and movement and all of that. But like water magic,
Mhm.
connection to water, divination,
Yeah.
fire scrying,
Mhm.
just earthing. There are all
Yeah.
these, we have words for them now. In this moment, we put those words on it, but these are universal practices I have found throughout the world. And then, maybe the plants are a little different from one
Mhm.
bioregion to the next. But there are certain ways, earth ways, ancestral earth ways that are universal
Mhm.
that, and in the indigenous cultures that have been preserved and not fully eliminated in these times, we look to them and we go, wow, that's so interesting. Wow, that looks so beautiful. And it's like, because there's a part of us that has a
Yeah.
remembrance that
Mhm.
our people used to do this too.
Yeah. Ritual is so beautiful, so important. Having rituals for yourself and in a way that is very conscious can actually expand your consciousness and produce more magic in your life. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Becca. I hope you check out her book and her other offerings, Root and Ritual. You will find the link to her works and everything else in the description here. And once more, I would love for you to like, subscribe, share, comment, click the little bell so you get notifications, and do please check the description for other ways that we can connect. And with that, thanks for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.